Hello?
Hello, hello.
Nice. You can hear me, right?
Yep, I hear you
Okay,
fine.
cool.
How are you doing?
It's not so good otherwise, but overall okay, I guess.
A lot of you. Alright. Okay, I see you managed to get some Storm games in.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have like a good close game in my opinion, but we can look at some of them. Uh, just either I had like really bad games where people would feed or something, or but there is one that actually went for 50 minutes that I lost that we can take a look at.
Yeah, I'm seeing this
So
47-minute one, right?
yeah, exactly. So this game, I think I did kind of well, but I just got tilted like after a point, and then I remember I had like one very bad death where I just zip in to help a teammate for no reason, and then like I died to a lich with Shadow Blade and Bloodthorn, like weird stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but at that point I was really demoralized. Like that's a different issue I have in games. Like when my team is like, I try to tell them like let's group up for an objective, and then they just do their own thing, and I'm like, I just get like really demotivated at some point, and I start like, doing these throwy moves. But we can
Mm-hmm.
take a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just played a Storm game just right now, which it wasn't close, definitely, but yeah, we can maybe look at that as well quickly to see if there was something I could have done. Like
Mm-hmm.
in that game, I died twice really stupidly, but I felt like those deaths were like I think the game was basically over even before those deaths occurred. So like one of the deaths was like I was just tied to out of position, and then the other was again I was towards the end of the game. I'm already tilted. I'm like
Mm.
trying to deward a ward that I know is there, but then I just died because I'm trying to deward, like as a storm spirit, which obviously shouldn't have happened. But like I was like really getting pissed because they have vision and like no one's doing anything and stuff like that. But yeah, we can look at those games, I guess,
I see.
and maybe look at. I guess because I don't have many like even games, maybe look at laning or like just doing a 1v1. Like I have some questions about that. Yeah,
Okay, we can
so
do some laning stuff as well, sure.
yeah, we can. So
Um,
wherever you want to start from.
Alright, I mean, I'll start with the long game, I guess.
Yeah,
This
sure.
is a pretty close one.
So turn on the screen share.
Yeah.
So,
Um, I didn't actually, let's see, now it's showing me preview even though normally it doesn't. Let's see if this works.
well,
Do you see
what
my
do you mean?
screen?
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh, okay, so I mean, maybe it looks like they just fixed it before I had
Uh,
to.
I don't know. I've never shared screen on Discord, so
Yeah,
I cannot relate. But it's working, so that's good.
yeah. Okay, so let's me get into the replay.
Maybe it's broken. Like this last patch actually drove me nuts since yesterday, the Dota Plus thing. Like I had all day yesterday free, and like 70% of the day I couldn't even queue. Like first the server was down, then like I tried to queue and it just stops my queue and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I enabled Dota Plus, and like some guy on my team is having like he's achieving achievements. I don't know if you've had that. Like I had a gyro who was using like rocket barrage, and he had like an achievement to do rocket barrage damage, and it starts spamming like the achievement on the right side, and it displays it to me. I don't know why.
Well,
And
that's
like and like my game starts lagging, and like half my screen is covered with alerts that gyro reached like some damage on, and I'm like, shit, what the fuck is this? Like
yeah,
I got so pissed.
that's super annoying. I don't know.
And like I played TA games, there was this disjoint bug. I got so tilted, like I died 3 times because I couldn't disjoint attacks with meld, and I didn't understand. Like I was thinking,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
why do they have a sentry here? Like what's
Like-
happening?
Sentries everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I realized, oh okay, it's a bug. I'm like shit. Okay, so
Okay, this is the other game. I mean, the other one didn't work. Let's
Oh,
just
this is the most recent one. Yeah, we can start with that, I guess.
yeah, just look through it real
last
quick.
one. Yeah, we can. Okay, so here I picked second to last. The oldie was last pick. So I didn't care about my pick. I was like, I saw that they don't have many disables. Like they had an Ogre, a Pudge, and a Wraith King, which doesn't worry me too much. And I'm like, I want to just practice Storm. So I just pick Storm, and then he picks OD. My expectation of the lane is, okay, I can farm, then he's going to get Arcane Orb, and he's going to bully me out, which is what happened. Here I blocked way too hard. I guess he felt his block. And I'm telling my supports, look, guys, don't stay because we cannot zone it out because the lane is going to push. I'd rather get level 2 from this wave, so then I can bully him under the tower with Overload. They don't listen to me, so I don't get level 2, which, didn't matter much, but it was still unfortunate. And yeah, I think I did okay in lane, but then he got Orb, and I was like, okay, fuck this, like, just go jungle. I think lane-wise, maybe you can tell me aggro or something I could have done better, but I think I was overall okay, happy with like how the lane went. But obviously there were other problems in the game.
No, let's see.
So with Storm, I always kind of like use my Remnant at the start just to get a fast bottle. Especially at the matchup, I feel like it gets worse over time. So I'm like, let me just use my Remnant. I don't care about too much about the wave. Like, just get my bottle as fast as possible. So even if Pudge comes and ganks me, I have my bottle, and I'm like, okay, in the lane. Like that was my mindset.
That's okay mentality. Generally though, like there's some different priorities, right? Like, you wanna definitely make sure you Remnant for the range creeps. Like, you don't want to miss a range creep because you were saving Remnant. And for melee creeps, like, you want to try to get 2 of them at the same time, if you can. Yeah, you can even like in a farm heavy. It's not a huge difference, right? Each overload level is 20 damage. Each Remnant level is 40 damage. But yeah, since like when you're not really gonna be aggressive on him.
Generally when I've been playing Storm, I always prioritize static Remnant because I always end up in the jungle. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's how, like, I've just I think this game I even went third point in Overwatch, which I think it was a mistake. But I think I just mispicked. I didn't meant to do it or something like that.
Yeah. That's
like usually I go 3 points in static Remnant by level 5 because I figured like there's not really heroes you can bully out with Overload. It's just more efficient to jungle. So, okay, CS.
Yeah, I mean, you're leading in CS, and like no huge mistakes so far. I guess the only thing is you went to check top rune, but Pudge was already running there, so like if the rune were top, then there's no point for you to go there, because he will take it. So it makes more sense to just check our rune immediately.
Here I just have a regen and I'm like, I'm gonna trade, I don't care. Like that's how I felt like.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, honestly at this point I would have already like
went jungle with the regen probably.
Exactly, yeah, because you're level 5, you have a regen, and like the way regen works now, it's kind of slower, and obviously it doesn't get cancelled, so you can actually get more out of it if you're jungling with it, because you're like not only spending the mana, but even like you tank creeps a little bit, which makes it go a bit longer. So I think like with you could maybe even like farm both these camps while with the regen going. Oh, okay, this is stack. Okay, you can definitely farm the stack with the regen going, and I don't know, you just end up getting a lot more out of it because, okay, you bullied him a little bit, but then he just brings salve and stuff, and it's just a matchup, right? Like he's gonna be able to like win this kind of harass war, but it's not just about that. It's also like for him, like all the really needs is levels. Like even if he has no items, he can still get a lot done just with levels. Of course he needs items, but he needs them less than you do basically, because if you have levels and no items, you're kind of useless.
Yeah.
So in that sense, like he has the advantage when you guys are like trading hits and like trading mana and stuff just to harass each other. So that's why I feel like already here, like you could have been jungling, and you know, give the lane to Sky or something. I don't know. Anyone just wants XP.
That's I think exactly what happened. So I was like, Scarf take middle because I saw his level 2 or whatever. I think it, like maybe this point or something.
It could have been like maybe 2 minutes earlier. That's not really the biggest deal. Let's see. So okay, here farming a bit.
Yeah, so here I'm like, Sky take the lane. I try to clear the stacks.
Yeah,
I see that Sky's harassing OD. Like maybe in a second I'll see it in my player's perspective. Like right here, I have a DD. I don't have mana, but I see that OD is low, and I'm like, I have a DD. I'm going to Shrine and then maybe try and kill middle. Like force the Skyraf to use to just go in and bait the Astro or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna leave the stacks. Maybe that's the wrong decision. I'm like,
I mean, okay, let's first watch what happens there. So we use Shrine. He uses Shrine. Go for rotation. Okay, in the end it's...
And here OD goes for the Shrine. I'm like, I kind of wasted some time. I guess he's going to Shrine as well. I check the room. I look bottom. They kill Pit Lord anyway. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, okay, let's see.
Back to jungle.
Okay, yeah, then you see it. So yeah, okay, so here, I mean, this is kind of... It's a small thing, but it does actually matter quite a bit. Because again, it's like the... It's all about like the mindset and what your goal is. Because... So let's say best case scenario here, right? It's like, yeah, OD is low. Let's say you were full mana, you didn't spend mana on farming, so you zip in there with the DD and you get the kill with Sky. In the process you do spend like all your mana, pretty much guaranteed. It is like there's some risk involved, like okay, you have vision, but like what if one guy TPs the moment you zip in, then you actually can't really get the kill. Like he's pretty tanky still, even at half HP is almost to 600. And realistically, you need like, I don't know, 3-4 zips and a remnant and DD hits, like to actually kill him. So, like, it's first.
I felt like, especially since it didn't work out, I felt like, okay, this was a waste of time. I shouldn't have done that. Like I should have cleared the stack, go for the rune, then maybe look for a bottom if there's an opportunity, but then go back to jungle.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, especially when you're jungling with the bottle, like a lot of these, like intimates that farm a lot of jungle and stuff, buy mana region items. On a lot of them you don't even buy the bottle, right, because the region is... On Storm you do, because you make great use of runes. But then you should also, like, you know, kind of play around that, play to that strength, which means also keeping in mind the bounty runes. So, I mean, one thing I wanted to show here is, like, when you farm the stack, it's not very... like, when you have DD like this, first of all, you're not gonna fight with this DD, right? Like, there's no way you're gonna go for some fight or kill in the next 2 minutes, like, because it's not your plan. Again, like, you want to farm pretty much to get your first item, so like what's a better time to use DD than to farm the stack? And then like the best way to do it was just to right click these two, like the magic resistance guys, yeah. And then you only need like 2 remnants to kill the others, because here you use 2 remnants, but both of them, for both remnants the magic resistance creeps are alive. So, and then use 3 remnants, and actually the big creeps are still half HP, and you're saving the DD. Now you go for Shrine, like you don't stack anything in this minute, and then here you're in a really nice spot because there's a fight going on bottom. You're here with your bottle, and now like either you get this rune, and even if you don't, there's 2 bounties. That's 4 bottle charges right there. But that's completely wasted because you still have DD in your bottle and use the Shrine. So it's like just really missing out on a ton of like potential mana region, and that's like the only thing limiting you, right, in this early game, farming woods and stuff.
Right.
So like all this like together kind of ends up being a pretty big waste. It's not completely nice. Like okay, SK gets the bounties, but again, it's just when you, because you're Storm and you do buy a bottle, like you wanna kind of play a bit more around the bounty runes, because like your movement was great for getting them, but then just...
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So here, go back on the lane, like, you know, maybe from your perspective, I mean, this kind of a like teammate thing, like from your perspective, okay, you're just, the lane is empty, so you wanna like get some XP, but that might, you know, tell your support is like, oh, Storm is laning, I shouldn't come there. So like that's just something I've noticed. Like it's not like that, but you know, if they don't understand too well that you actually want to be in the jungle and you're just defending because no one else is. Like maybe you can tell them, you know, like that you don't actually want to be mid, like they. So here they leave, you get this wave, that's good.
So here, yeah, I don't know, like this game, I'm telling them, look guys, all this going top, we have a ward, they die. I'm like, okay, pushing mid lane, I can't do anything, like TP support, just can't do anything in that scenario.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, push mid lane as hard as possible, force a reaction, like maybe OD decides I'm not going top, he can waste his time. So here again, I'm like, I don't want to jungle, just want to pressure until someone shows up.
He comes back.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm out.
Wait,
so here, I think I saved my rune again here, like same mistake maybe. I'm like,
yeah, sorry,
always save it for. I like my mindset was like, I have a rune, maybe I have to react somewhere, so I better save it. But I don't know, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's like early into the game and it's unlikely that that situation happens. Just check real quick, what second is it for you, or like in the game right now?
It's 11:35.
35. Okay, so there is like a small delay, like 3 seconds. I kind of noticed it because. Okay, just keep that in mind. I mean, I'll keep that in mind. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So the arcane rune, like it's just unlikely that there's a fight and you're gonna make good use of it. At least the way the game's been going. And
yeah,
even
you can see that I just pop it after that, like, and it doesn't.
It's not even so much about like what might happen. It's just that, like, what do you want to happen, right? Because you're kind of planning for. You're not planning to fight, so then that situation probably won't come. Something you can do with Storm and like some other mobile heroes like this early on is, you can actually farm, like here between the towers. You can cut waves even this early on, like, because what's likely to happen. Like your idea was good, right? You want to push the lane to actually create some space and not just AFK in the woods. And by doing that, you're actually like quite likely to force some TPs. They see you're deep, and then you can just zip TP away. So that's like one way to create a bit more space. Our next thing is about items. Like
so
this is.
In terms of items, like I'm just experimenting. Like I don't know, I actually don't know what's like best for now. Like I've been trying stuff, but this game I was just feeling like, okay, they're losing their lanes. They're obviously not listening to what I'm saying, because like I think OD is like 5-0, and I called it both times. Like he went top, he got a double kill, then he went bottom, he got a triple kill. Both times I was like, guys, OD's going bottom, don't go there, and they just died. And I'm like feeling like, okay, this OD is going to be a problem. I need an early orc hit because he's going to be useless in the fight if I orc hit him. Like yeah, maybe he can like force staff, or like he won't maybe die in the fight, but then he can like deal damage. So I'm like, I cannot go for Bloodstone, and you know, I just feel like Kaya maybe would help me with the mana if I don't rush like Orchid first.
Okay, I mean I totally agree with that mindset. I've tried some different builds as well, but actually my experience is just straight up better to actually rush the Orchid. In fact,
yeah, maybe I don't try that very often. I'm not sure how good Kaya is. Like I honestly don't know. I don't have a feel for it at the moment. I'm like, I feel it. I'm like, yeah, it has some impact. It increases your farm a bit, but
I mean that's the thing. Like first of all, if you look at Kaya, it's percentage based, right? Which means like it's stronger the more mana you already have, the more mana regen stuff, the more Kaya gives you. So with first item Kaya, like what does it really do? Like this, it's basically like amps your damage. Like gives just a small damage boost. And let's say if your regular combo deals, I don't know, 900 damage, with Kaya it's gonna deal 1k damage. So it's like a small boost, and that's nice in games where you're like snowballing and stuff, and you have, you know, teammates with a lot of disables setting things up for you. I mean, this is like a lot of storms, like it's a pretty common build, also Bloodstone into Kaya. But the thing is, the way a lot of pubs go, you know, like especially this game, I mean, if you look at your other cores, you have Timber Morph, no catch, no like really ability to do anything. SK is the only like active hero. Like Sky is also full up, kind of, it's full up damage. So, and if you think about from your perspective, like, you know, again, asking the same way, so like, what does this item let me do that I couldn't before? With Kaya, it isn't really anything. Like, okay, bonus damage, but it doesn't change anything.
Yeah,
and
a bit more,
even
more
Bloodstone,
mana to use, but that's it.
even Bloodstone, like, okay, it's a bit more mana, but again, like, what does it really change? Like, okay, it allows you to snowball. The thing is, like, the reason Bloodstone used to be so good was, and this is kind of, it's about the whole mana region system. I don't know how much you're aware of, like, exactly how it changed.
I think it was percentage based before. Now it's like static, like region.
I mean, there was always static and percentage based. They just swapped what is what. So, yeah. So basically, before.
Now it scales. The more intelligence you have.
Yeah.
Percentage based scale.
Int is what amplifies it, percentage based, and items give a static amount. Well, before, the int gave a static amount, and the items amplified it. And then Bloodstone was the only item that actually gave a flat amount. So
with Basilius, I think, right?
Yeah, okay, and Basilius. I mean, the only like big one, let's say.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the thing is that now actually Bloodstone is really not that good because you see that one charge is 0.35. So okay, the item itself gives you 2, but 0.35 per charge, that's with 14, that's ends up being like 4, and then with 2 it's 6. Okay, so it's like a lot of mana regen, but it also obviously gives you like it doesn't give you the active base give work, which is the other key thing. And the biggest like difference that before, if you rushed Orchid, you would just have mana issues because it doesn't give you as much as Bloodstone, but now you don't really, because also the clarity buff, like 1 clarity is basically equal to 10 Bloodstone charges, like worth of mana regen. So between Orchid and clarity is like you can easily get kills and still farm and then still regen mana for next kill and stuff. And that's why in a game like this, it can, like, this is a really hard game. Like, I'm not saying, oh, if you had Orchid, easy win. Obviously not. But like, this is one thing that can have a pretty big impact, because the Kaya costs, let's say, almost half, no, about half actually, of the Orchid. So if you get Kaya now, you know, like,
I get it.
Like it will be Orchid in a couple minutes early, and that's like this kind of timing is what could make the difference.
So here, I don't know. I felt like I didn't want, like, my mindset was I don't want to TP bottom, but my Morph is crying. They're losing the lane. I see they're diving him. I'm like, I'm going to TP to wreck. He dies anyway. And I'm like, okay, this sucked really hard. But then here we end up like killing people, so I was like, okay, it's fine. Like they fucked up. Basically, I think my decision was bad, but then they fucked up, so it turned out well. But I don't know. I don't know if I should have TP'd. Like, and we lose mid tower because no one's defending it.
Yeah.
Like it just feels bad, but I don't know what to do. Like in this game, I was like, I just feel the pressure. I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do here? Like, if I just farm the wave middle, they dive Morph, he gets like, even psychologically, he gets demotivated, like he ends up buying back, I think, after the next death or whatever. Like, I don't know, in pubs it's like, you know, you have to have like meta psychology sometimes. Like,
yeah, of course.
Do the bad decision, even though, like, just to
I mean, but that's,
make your team happy.
It depends though, it depends, like, because, okay, he dies anyway, and like before your TP even finishes. And like you said, okay, they fuck up, but I mean they do, but it's not really that great for you, because okay, what do you really get out of it? You kill the Pudge and the Ogre, right? And meanwhile Wraith King comes out of the woods and he just...
No, he was safe, but yeah.
Oh, okay, that's okay, that makes a bit more sense. I saw all these items. So still, like, he just rotates mid and gets the tower.
Yeah, but on the flip side, I'm like, I don't want to be defending that mid tower either. I think like I could like if I'm there, but like realistically, I think someone like one of the supports should be driving the wave. If a solo Wraith King is middle and like trying to push, like I don't think he can actually chase them. Like Sky is so fast, he can drag the wave with his. Like,
yeah, but he could. I mean, he has skeletons. Like he would still get it, and SK can't. Yeah. SK can't really. I mean, SK can, but I don't know where he was bottom of zone maybe. But I mean, the bigger thing is like also look at how much farm this is, right? The skeletons and shit, and it's the only reason I don't know. Let's see his player perspective if he actually noticed and that's why he went. Like I'm not sure, but the point is the only reason he can't do it is because you TP'd. So
yeah. He probably sees the minimap, like, probably sees I'm bottom.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know if you actually checked, but...
Or he just feels like I have reincarnation, like...
Yeah, he's even tanking the tower.
I'm going to force the
Focus skeletons.
Doesn't matter, like...
Yeah.
I felt like it was a mistake to think, but... I don't know. I was just feeling like I have to do stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you feel like that, like, it's already bad, and you actually doing stuff doesn't really make it much better, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see it now. Like, probably if I skip the Kaya, just farm the jungle more efficiently, I would have Orchid by now. Definitely, like, I'm almost there, like, at the moment.
Yeah,
so
probably.
I have Orchid, and then maybe I can, like, play aggressive. Like, what I wanted in this game, like, in the game, I was like, what's the ideal thing for me to do now? Like, I was thinking I want to be top lane and pushing the wave super hard and then going middle and pushing that wave super hard. And I want to leave bottom and be like, you know, just more don't go bottom, like it's stupid. Like if I'm top, you can go middle and just like take the wave and then we can swap places or something. I was trying, like the way I was seeing it, I was like, I want to take the aggressive farm, like which is dangerous for other people. Yeah. And then like, but they should just play safe. They shouldn't play bottom. But then they play bottom, and I'm like, well, if they're playing bottom, like, I don't know. If I go top, then they're crying, they're dying, and I'm not doing anything. Like, it's like, so what if I'm farming? Like, that's how I felt.
Yeah. I mean, like again, you can't control what your allies are doing, so you shouldn't really take into account like what are they, you know, playing safe or no, or going back or no. Like, so just think about, like, because what you're saying is right. Like, you have the right idea. You should be taking the dangerous farm. Exactly. That's how you can make space for your team. Now, of course, if your team is still retarded and they just run in and die, like, you can't do anything about that. But
yeah, I'm not blaming them.
But
like,
that's not, you know.
I realize I can't control them. Like, I'm just. That's how I was feeling. Like, I kind of reacted to them, which I guess I shouldn't do. Like, maybe I still lose the game if I like go up top and try to push the lane, but you know, at least I'm teaching myself, okay, next time, you know, my team would actually take advantage of that and like play properly.
Yeah, so here, this is, I'm trying to find a few moments where I think you could have like farmed a bit more aggressively or applied a bit more pressure. So this is
I think
the
like
first time audio rotated.
Yeah, so I think that this was okay, like I just pressure middle.
You go for the rune. Yeah, you take the rune, okay, that's worth it. Now, do some extra tower. Quickly get this wave. Yeah, at this point OD comes back. Now here's where you actually do have potential.
I could have dived, probably, I guess.
Yeah, you could actually go here. I mean, that's like one really nice use of the arcane rune. Like with that, you could, you know, go here. From this, what's gonna happen is he's gonna chase you, but you know, you already killed the range creep. Maybe you finish the wave, maybe you don't, but at least the range creep like is one hit, right? And then you can zip here and you farm this area. And now this is like the nice aggressive spot because you're farming their woods, and you're like in a good spot to go to two different lanes to skip. Like from here, the next wave is gonna spawn. You can try to even skip it here. At this point, it's super annoying because if they wanna like zone you, they have to go all the way back. Like if you force them to run to their base like 10 minutes in, then that's like insane amounts of space made. And again, like it's still fairly safe. It's nicest if you have both shrines ready, because then when you TP out, you can TP the shrine to heal. In this case you don't, but whatever. And And yeah, you like it's whether you're farming your woods or their woods. Like as a storm, it doesn't really matter, right? Because it's equally safe. And there are a lot of other advantages you get from being in their woods that you don't get from being in your own.
Yeah, I scout for the morphling. Maybe.
Yeah, and you're also ready. Like let's say now they're pressuring bottom, and let's say Underlord comes to death.
I can skip the tower. Yeah. I skip the.
You can like gank him from behind or help them get the tower or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. I should have done that. With the arcane room, like again, the 2 rooms were just wasted. Like,
yeah, now okay, not
big.
Underlord, but Ogre comes. Yeah, see, so if you're farming this, like boom, Ogre is dead 100%.
Yeah, probably if no one TPs. I guess Pitlord was hiding, but they're still dead.
My Morph is like not using the String Morph, so it's pretty bad. Okay, now this is the other time where he rotates the OD. And again, this is where like this is something else with towers, like you know that hero nearby gives it armor. So it is good that you're hitting it, like obviously you're doing more damage, but in this case, like running here is like if you manage to run far enough, you reduce it by 3.
Right. So I should look at the timer and time it when the creep wave is there, and just start working before that, so I can meet the creep wave, so that I don't waste it before it has spawned, and then clear the creep wave. Let my creep wave.
You clear this, and then Oli has to like either tower takes damage or Oli is tanking his creeps.
And I get an extra wave as well, because now I just go back and I leave that wave. I would have gotten that wave.
Exactly. Now Oli is protecting it, so.
Yeah, definitely.
So like those are 2 moments, I guess. Let's see, maybe there's like one more. I think here's where he goes bottom and gets the triple, right? You warned him.
Yeah, I scanned. Look, I scanned and I'm like, guys, like Butch and OD are both bottom. Like, please. And I told him before the scan, but I take the tower. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But
now here's where you could have done the same move, though.
Yeah, same. I guess I never had it in my mindset. I was like, I see OD. I'm scared.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, the majority of heroes cannot do that, but Storm can. Ember's not a one, but he's like super weak right now. But yeah, that's not a one that can do it. And I
guess I should definitely start playing more aggressively, because it's a strength of the hero, and I'm
it's
not using it.
It's not really like this patch is not really ideal for that kind of stuff, but yeah, it can still work in some games, and also like it's still a good skill to have, and probably like next patch will be more again about that. It is definitely like something you do when you're kind of behind, but because I mean I'm sure you would think about it like later on when you like have more items and stuff, like in late game, skipping waves and stuff next to their base, but it's just about recognizing that you can actually do it very, very early as well. And that's also where like when you're doing stuff like this, you kind of value the like buying just the casual rain drops from mana region or the Sage's masks for.
Right. So like okay, so with Storm, I usually go like almost every game except for this one. I go Magic Wand, because you know it's just I feel it's a good item, like HP regen, like a burst of mana. Plus, you know, most games it's just useful, but this game it was like really not useful. I'm against an OD. Like they don't have like a hero that's spamming shit on me on mid lane, so I'm like I don't need it. No one's spamming spells on me. But like when I get a wand and I get the new talisman, sometimes I go raindrops, and most of the time I'm like I don't have space. I don't have space. I get slots like problems. So I don't know if I should skip the wand and just maybe go raindrops or.
Yeah, I mean. The thing is, wand is about fighting, right? That's where it's strong. Like it gets charges from enemy spells. So if your plan is to farm for the first 20 minutes, more or less, then for me the wand doesn't really make sense. Like HP regen is good if you're taking damage, but you're not planning to take damage. You're just farming neutrals and skipping waves. And I don't know. Pretty much the only time I would say to go for wand is exactly if you're against like a Batter's use, and it's just too good. But otherwise, I don't see a. Because like I said, Bottle and Wand is just it's too many early game items.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick look at the other game. Maybe it works now.
Sure. Nice summary.
Bit surprised actually, but So I still have it download. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna restart it. Alright, let me restart real quick.
Sure, yeah.
What's going on? It's probably just some classic patch shit. Breaking the game.
Yeah. There's an update in like 2 days. I guess that's going to be gameplay though.
Yeah. It's gonna break something again. I mean, like this stuff like breaking this joint, like how does that even happen? It's not a...
Do you know that you could pick up a rune with the bottle and give the bottle to someone else with the rune? Like that's another bug as well.
I don't know.
Like I was doing it in a game earlier. I was like, here's my bottle, get the rune. And he was like, okay, I'll use the rune. I'm like, no. Give me the bottle. And he gives me the bottle. And like, you could actually abuse it. It's actually, I don't know if they fixed it in the latest update. It's fucking broken.
Alright, looks like it's not working. Very sad, because this was, looks like the closest game you had, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I don't understand why...
You know, I think I was doing, like, obviously, you know, my score and my farm, whatever, like, look good overall, but obviously I probably made, like, a lot of mistakes, like, can't pinpoint. I just felt like, you know, again, I was doing well, probably mid-game, and then just felt unwinnable because, I don't know. I don't know why. Like, I felt like I was doing stuff, but then we couldn't group, but probably I could have done a lot of things better. Like this game, I don't even remember it. I don't remember this game, but we can maybe take a look at it.
I mean, this was just another one that's like 40 minutes, so it seems kind of worth to look at. At least we can maybe talk about it, some like mid to late game, you know, decision, maybe fighting, jumps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like positioning around the map.
I was playing some TA as well. Like I don't usually play TA, but those traps are fucking broken. Like, I don't know actually how. That's
Really strong, yeah.
I actually don't know. Like both games I was playing, I think I should have lost because I played poorly. But then like I just keep waves with the traps. It's ridiculous.
Okay, let's. Do you want to look more at laning stage, or I mean, to be honest, I don't think that's. Like, if you do want to improve on it, we can maybe like spend a different lesson to go a bit more in depth. But like personally, I would say that's not the. Like, sure, there are things to improve on, but it's not the thing that's gonna benefit you the most, right? Or win you the most games.
Alright.
Because I mean, like you saw this game, like sure, maybe like you were leading him in CS, but it didn't matter at all. Like maybe you could lead him, like have 5 more last hits and 5 more denies, but would that really change the outcome of the game?
Yeah.
Not really. Like, and it's like this kind of decision stuff, like when to skip waves, when to TP or not. That's most likely to help you. So
I think I don't remember this game. I think I didn't do that well in the lane if I was against the Windrunner.
Yeah.
But I think like what happened was I haven't played against the Windrunner for so long, like literally. So I didn't think about the matchup before starting it. So I think I just traded unfavorably with the Windrunner.
yeah.
And I wasn't used to it. Like, I just forgot like what's the strength of the hero. So here, for example, against Windrunner and some like mid heroes, like I really like to push the first wave on their tower so that I out level them. Like I do that against SF sometimes, like because they have shit like last hitting damage and I want to fuck their last hits and out level them. Like I don't know if it was correct here. Maybe it's not because she has better right click, like better range, like
I mean,
run. So
yeah.
maybe keeping it on my hill is like better.
Yeah, like before every lane, just want to give yourself, you know, kind of save yourself up. Like, what do you expect from this lane? And when it comes to Storm, I don't know. I see Storm like, well, at least from mids, like just a very late game kind of hero that just needs farm more than anything, and ideally you just get as many last hits as possible.
Okay, I remember this game now. I fed like 3 times in a row on the punch for no reason. But then I think I did well. Like here, I shouldn't have died. Like I saw the push and I told Ricky, let's go on him. But then that was just a very poor decision. And then I TP to lane, I think here. And then Ricky even told me like, Pudge is taking the rune. And I'm like, okay, I'm going back. But I didn't realize he's like next to me.
Yeah,
like, he had an invis. And I'm like, okay, I shouldn't have died. I definitely shouldn't have died here. Like Ricky told me, Pudge is taking the rune. And I went back, but I'm just like, I didn't think he's so close. Like I didn't look at the room.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, fuck.
I mean, overall, it's just a kind of like how you're positioned in the river and stuff, and like hitting and like trading hits and playing so aggressive. Like it doesn't really fit like how the matchup is, because first of all, again, that's Winner is a lot better at that. Like better base stack time, better animation. Like all her spells are nice from range. Whereas your spells are only really good melee, and you need your ult to really get strong. And the other thing is, like, yeah, Winner kind of skills, but it's not really that good late game. And if you think about, you know, like hypothetically 6-slotted Storm versus 6-slotted Winner, like the Storm is so much stronger. You can do so much more. So like all those things in mind, I feel like your perspective should just be like, how do I, like, not dying, make sure I get as many last hits as possible. Like,
minimize losses and like take it to mid-late game.
Like it's not, yeah, exactly. It's not even like, I'm not saying, oh, never ever attack her, like harass her, but like harass should be like, not with getting a kill in mind, but like with the goal of making the lane easier for yourself by and like zoning her, yeah. Yeah, what you can. I think you took a bit too much damage here. I mean, this is kind of like specifics, mechanics, farming stacks. If you like draw them, oh, that's unexpected. I'm not sure why. Okay, I'm pretty sure if you just run straight line, you're fine here. Because you dodge this shockwave, it's level 2. I guess you're trying to dodge skewer, but maybe you didn't see the Winner coming, but it's like if you just walk in a straight line, that's your best shot surviving, but yeah, whatever. Not the biggest deal. This other thing with the Kaya versus Orchid, like Winner is a hero with super low armor, so if you do actually get Orchid,
and you cancel the wind run, you can actually kill him. It's probably a bad decision to go Kaya first.
Yeah, he's actually maxing the Winner even and partial, so he doesn't even care about. So his mindset is not, and it's the right mindset, right? Because he knows, okay, you know, Storm is a hero that skills better than me. So my goal is kind of to slow him down and not care too much about last hit. If you look at last hits, you're even.
But I died like.
But yeah, he's not really focusing on last hits. He's kind of just, you know, every time you come, just running at you and attacking and power shotting and stuff. So like it's his goal to kind of make your life hard, and I think if you approach it a bit more like, okay, just make sure I kill the creeps, because when the creeps die, like, okay, he has win run, but you know, he has to back off eventually or miss out on XP. So if you have like more focus on killing the wave, like at this point you're doing that, but at this point it's already like he's, you know, level 9, has like a level advantage and phase boost and stuff. But if you had that approach from the start, I think if you just like hit creeps a lot, make sure the wave dies, like you said, what you do for the first wave, just push it. If you keep doing that, I think, and then you can stack for yourself also. Like the earlier you start pushing wave, the earlier you can start stacking for yourself.
Yeah. When I hear that, I really stupidly, like I tried to get a deny, I think. Now I remember, like on the tower. So yeah, here mindset is the same, like just push the wave, I don't even care. Like if he's right clicking me. And here I'm low, and I guess I shouldn't go for the deny. But then Ricky's middle, and we zone her out. And I'm telling Ricky, like, just deny the tower with me, but then there was some miscommunication. And I think we both die or something. This is a mistake, honestly. Like, I shouldn't go back here. Like, Ricky probably can do this alone. And I got shackled. I remember that.
Another thing I want to mention real quick, it's not really related, but just like a small mechanics tip. I don't know if you know about, like, when you're dropping items for wand and bottle and stuff, you can, but especially wand, you can shift queue them, and that makes it really, really quick. Like when you have multiple, so it's, I mean, for heroes like Storm, it's kind of important to like give you, it's a small boost, but it matters if you get comfortable with it. But yeah, like the other thing is that again, like your game plan is to just farm, and like the Kaya doesn't give you any mana regen, which kind of sucks, because if you look at like how you're pushing the lane, then you're farming woods, and then you're spamming water and clarities, like that's all super normal and fine. But really, like, your only limiting factor is mana regen, so the quicker you get mana regen up, the better. And yeah, so with that being said, like, there are some alternatives to Orchid. I would say like even a Yule's Rush. Some games can be okay. This game is not amazing. Like, yeah, you can remove the wind run. Like, maybe he wind runs and then you Yule and it's Ricky Clouds or something. It could be interesting, but the main point is that those three items now have the same amount of mana regen. Like, Orchid's 2.25, Yule's 2.25, Hex is the same. So yeah, like, they have a Void Stone. So basically all of them are pretty nice because they just keep your mana up. And really, mana is the only thing that's like let's say right now what's stopping you from skipping waves between the tier 1 and 2, and that's mana. So if you have to go back to base to regen mana, like, it just kind of feels bad, and it slows you down a lot what you can get done. It is really good that you don't TP here. That's
I was actually, this was one of the games after the first session, and I was like, especially trying that, like, remembering, okay, no reason to TP here.
Because, like, I mean, just think about it, like, imagine you TP'd, now your TP is cooldown, so you can't skip any waves anyway, you have to play safe for like 80 seconds. Now your TP is ready, so if you want, like, the whole map is basically open, because again, like, it doesn't matter where you actually are, like, literally the entire map is safe place, because you can always zip TP.
So here I was like, I really wanted to go top, because PA is very weak, so I want to pressure her. Like, I felt like they can't really kill me unless, like, I don't know, some shackle or something. So, free tower, like... I guess I could have, again, skipped the wave middle before that. Like, now that I look back into it.
Yeah, just in general, like, a lot of this... Because again, okay, you take a tower, that's great, but then you kind of just fall back to your own woods. And, like, playing safe, but, safe from what? Because, again, it's a game where they don't really have scary catch. And, like, that's the whole reason you're picking Storm and playing Storm. So what's stopping you from farming their woods instead of your woods? And I mean, we just mentioned like all the benefits of that. So, and just on small other stuff, like let's say here when you're taking this tower, like, okay, it's fine. But if you think about, like, you have two options, right, in this situation. Like, because what you're doing is you're hitting the. Let's go back.
I could hide and bait someone to defend it, I guess.
No, that's not what I mean. Because I mean, I did that for, but. It starts basically here. So you kill the wave, you hit the tower. Now you can do some damage. Basically, this is the moment where, like, the tower is gonna die. Like, there's 3 range creeps, Culp is hitting it, blah blah. If you're there,
I should farm.
You can run and get the next wave. Yeah. So by doing this, like, even if someone counts the death, like, it's still like killing this wave equals pushing the tower. Basically, it's the same outcome. Like, the tower will take damage unless someone defends. And if someone TPs to death, then you probably have to back anyway, right? Or if they bring like a lot of heroes. But yeah, so the difference between you hitting or you killing this wave in terms of the tower taking damage is not big. But obviously, you taking the wave means getting more gold. You're split up with the co-op, like it's less likely that they go on you because like they're gonna run to the tower to death. They're not gonna run here.
Yeah.
It brings you closer to jungle camps, brings you closer to
Yeah.
other lanes, etc.
Makes absolute sense. Yeah, it's a mindset thing at this point. Like, I just never thought about that.
Yeah, it's just like the kind of the biggest strength of the hero. Like, I mean, the best way to use this jump in the early game, that is, like the zero cooldown mobility.
Trying to disjoint the dagger, it doesn't work. I was
Yeah.
like, this is the first time I noticed it. Look what the fuck's happening. So yeah, I see the teams grouping up bottom, and I'm like, okay, let's go bottom.
Mhm.
Probably not the best decision, because
Yeah, so if you look at Courier, you have 2 staffs, and you need like 700 gold for Orchid. So I would agree, like that's not really the best time to go for a fight. You do get this kill.
okay, so here, yeah, I think I survive if, like, I was
Okay.
telling don't chrono. Like, I guess it's my mistake, but Void didn't help either. Like, he decided to chrono PA, like, he couldn't kill her in the chrono, so it was worthless. Like, he could have used the chrono to save us if they TP, but, yeah, and then I just died, so that was kind of bad.
Yeah, but I think a good way to like approach these things is to just kind of look at before the fight even. I mean, we kind of saw the fight already, but I should have paused earlier. But before even like, because it doesn't actually matter how the fight goes, and it
Yeah.
just looking at like, is it a good idea to take this fight or not? So we look at the all the map. And, I mean, this is something you can do yourself, by the way. And of course, it's harder in the game. You don't have all this time to pause and to think for minutes. But I mean, it's about getting into the habit. So you see, the winner has no TP. That's great and all, but okay, she's getting a tower. Mid is being pressured. 4 other heroes are missing. 1 guy's TPing. So pretty likely they're gonna bring a bunch of heroes here. Rubik has very early blink, stole this. There's Chrono. Like those are all great stuff, but the most important thing here is that like you're thinking about your own game, right?
Yeah.
And this like the first thing I mentioned, like you're so close to your first major item that like lets you do stuff. You're 700 gold away, and now you're approaching fight. Like it just makes no sense. You're potentially like delaying your power spike a lot, because obviously getting Orchid is a big power spike, so now you can solo kill a lot of heroes. And if this goes wrong, you're delaying it a lot. And okay, there's like best case scenario is like the fight goes great and you kind of just kill everyone, and you just push the tower, but you're gonna be low and you're gonna need to go back afterwards. A worst case scenario, you guys die, you don't get the tower, and you're dead. Like that's obviously really bad. You don't even get the Orchid then. So
Yeah.
the risk is pretty massive. And like what's a safe move that you could do like even earlier here already? Like the moment this situation happens, where you
Farm their jungle maybe on the shrine.
exactly like you're running here, so you dodge the dagger, you quickly kill this wave, awesome. Now you're running towards. I'm just sick, sorry. So you're running towards bottom. Someone has to like react to this, and yeah, like you can just squeeze in here. Like you can make it safe if you want. Like you zip here instead of here in case someone is waiting or whatever. But again, they don't have many stuns or anything. And then when you're here, like first of all, you form a camp while waiting, or like you can. I mean, you're looking at the map. You're looking at what's gonna happen. You can form a camp in the meantime. And then again, like you're in this great spot, you can skip mid or bottom, skip bottom, or join a fight if it looks good. And again, like I mentioned, best case scenario, you kill everyone and you get the tower. But what can also just happen is that if you see that everyone's bottom, you just get the mid tower. Like that's first of all, it's a more valuable tower, and second, there's no risk because you're just getting it on your own, and you're not even in the fight. So yeah, I mean sure, like I agree, like the Void fucks up here, but like already the zip, like things are kind of okay still, because you weren't fully committed at this point. But this is where you use the second zip.
Yeah, because
And
I saw the dagger and him blinking in, and I'm like,
Yeah, and then this zip, like again, you had some stick, you had a bottle going, you still had like 300 mana.
It's not really. I think here my idea was zip on top of him and drop a remnant so he dies.
Yeah, and he dies. But again, like you're zipping in to the fight. Like it doesn't matter if you kill him or not. There's 3 heroes alive left. Zipping into the fight with 0 mana left, like it's almost guaranteed death. And so see, like in the end, it was kind of not best case, not the worst case really, but kind of something in between. But it's still bad. Like you die, you get 2 kills.
I'd rather be farming the jungle and get an orchid.
You don't get the tower, yeah.
Even if my void dies, like
an orchid gets delayed, so.
Many thanks.
So he actually finished the dreads.
I think here because I don't know, something on my quick buy fucked up. Like I wanted to queue threads after that, and I think when I was dying, it bought my gloves of haste, so it just completed the threads. So I didn't want the threads before the orc, but it kind of happened.
Yeah, it's like whatever, those kind of things.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't too mad about it.
Kind of illustration here is like let's pause here. So you just kill the winner, pick off, then you also get an ET bonus kill. Now
farm the jungle because the wave's pushing already.
So yeah, first thing is like looking at your heroes. I mean, Void is dead, so your Storm, a Cop, and a Rubik. 0 chance you get this tower. They're already here, so like they have spells to nuke the wave. No reason to share the wave with them. So immediately you want to start running somewhere else. You like think where else can you like get stuff done. Again, like these are the kind of places you want to be, like deep in enemy territory. This. So you always kind of want to like make your way there. Of course, if your whole team was bottom, then you could do the same, but on this side. But the point is like away from your team because again you're super mobile, and that's how you make best use of the mobility. It's a little bit dangerous right now because like you don't have any clarities on you. You're kind of half mana, but you still have enough mana to like kill a wave and zip TP. So that's fine. So again, like here, skip the wave. A lot of mana spent on that kill. Here you should just get this wave. Okay, you do. And like here, okay, you're forcing the tower, but again, like you being there, like your team got the tower a few seconds faster, but it's not really impacting that much. Anyway, here you get the orchid. I would sell the talisman, or like you could have sold it early even, because obviously you're not gonna have slots with the wand.
Yeah.
Might as well just get the orchid earlier. Here's where you can get a pick on. Let's see if you click on him because it actually has the use.
I think I click on him here. He's
yeah, you see the use. Yeah.
I click him. I think I at first I was like, yeah, I get the kill, but
yeah. So that's fine. Then you back off a little bit. This is again the part where you really want to have clarities on you. I mean, really, like when I play Storm, probably end up buying like at least 10 clarities throughout the game.
Yeah.
Because this is where if you pop a clarity, you can just yeah. And here's the other thing, like okay, you're going back to farm woods, you just want to get some farm, sure, but it's actually safer to be like on their half of the map, because if they're gonna try to pick you off, like they're gonna be going like running to your side of the map. That's when they have heroes that actually can catch you and stuff. In this game they don't even have those heroes, so it doesn't even really matter. But you know, like let's say they have like a lion and stuff, and they want to like pick off the Storm because he's getting farmed. Like where are they gonna go? They're gonna go to your woods, obviously, and to your half. So in that sense, even for staying alive, it's actually safer to be on the enemy half. And
yeah.
Okay, yeah, we don't really have that much time left for this one, so let's just look if there's another cool moment. But let's see. Alright, here's another example. It's this all like just to kind of get like general understanding. So let's pause here. The moment you see the CT. Oh wait, you do see him, right? Okay, there's Invisible Magnus with Invisible. Yeah, you don't see him, but you see the ET. Okay, so like let's pause right here. Like what kind of conclusions can you draw when you look at the map here? So you have you and the Void are here. Quap is bottom without TP. Ricky and no one has the TP actually. It's kind of crazy. Ricky no TP mid, Rubik no TP mid, and there's a ET like walking into your
Yeah, it's a very
secret
stupid
shop.
move to just zip in on it
And
like that because
no one else is showing on the map.
yeah,
Right.
true.
So I mean, you even see this ward. Like no one is farming ancients. No one is even running to defend this tower that's dying to co-op. So
Yeah.
safe to assume no one is in the bottom half. And if ET is running in like this, like okay, maybe he's warding alone, and the other four are about to jump mid or something, or they're just all
But
behind them.
but that would like if he's warding alone, then that means he's just making a bad play, and I shouldn't count on him making a bad play.
Yeah.
I should be expecting okay, he's not warding alone.
And-
He's probably smoked with someone else.
And just to take like one step further, like so, like you jumping, I don't know. I didn't see if you actually do jump him or not. I assume you do because you're like pinging him and stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so like, what's the best case scenario is like he actually was alone. Okay, he fucked up, and you spend pretty much all your mana and you get a kill on ET.
Yeah.
And then what happens next? You have no mana. You need to bring clarities, and you need to wait till you get mana until you can actually start applying pressure again.
Yeah.
Applying pressure meaning pushing these waves. Like that's what we're talking about. And this is just an example where, like, actually getting a kill on support, even though you're killing someone, it's actually less pressure because every other hero, like every other core sees, oh, Storm is here. He just used all his mana. Okay, I'm safe to do whatever I want for at least like 30 seconds before he gets mana.
Yeah, and I cannot go top because I don't have mana, and now they can kill me.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't push them.
And imagine other response. Because, okay, this is actually a bad play by them, because if you look at their waves, they stop waves all the way here. So why the fuck are they actually smoking here? Like, even if they find someone, like, what do they get out of it? They kill you
Yeah,
here.
they can't.
They need to run back to the wave by the time they reach.
Maybe they can rush, I guess, if they kill me, but it's still hard.
Yeah, they can try. Oh, okay, that's the other thing. Like, again, you kill the ET, 0 mana, they could still go for the roll. I mean, you don't have a good way to contest it. Like, ET could even buy back and then they get roll. I mean, he's not gonna do that. Like, no one does that, but just theoretically, yeah. And that's why instead, like, if you see this, like, that should be a green light. Like, that should, instead of like, oh, ET is there, ping him and jump him, you should think, oh, ET is there. 3 waves all the way top. You can reach this tier 3. Why? Because it's so unlikely that ET is running in here, like we said, alone,
and then the other people
are top, yeah.
Smoked or whatever.
Yeah, and we can actually click them to see where also PA is actually mid, winner is somewhere here, I guess running towards the ET. Budget all the way bottom, wants to set up, and yeah, the Magnus is next to him. But yeah, like there could be a lot of places, but this is probably the least likely. Like, why would they be here if ET is running in here? So, and again, if you like push this, like you don't use that much mana, whatever move they were planning, like you're screwing it over by pushing this lane because someone has to go back. And if not, you're gonna be hitting tier 3. And then they're like kind of deep. They have to start thinking about going back. Like, who's gonna go back? If they TP only 1 or 2 guys, like the other ones are then kind of in danger because they're alone. And then you can TP back, and it's like 5v3 or something. And if they TP the whole team, then like that's even better. Like you just force the whole team back, and like map is open again. So basically, like, there's almost no bad outcome if you just push this wave here. And if you jump him, there's a lot of ways that can go wrong. And especially this, like, use all your mana again, like, right here.
Yeah,
if there was anyone here, you just... Oh, he does actually buy back. Okay, I really...
Well, I think it was a rage buyback, not.
Okay, it wasn't tactical, we're gonna get rushed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't baiting me to waste my money and they go to rush.
Yeah, I was really surprised for a sec. Yeah.
Like, I mean, to be honest, like, not every other game, but like 75% of my games, someone rage buybacks.
No, yeah, the winner was all, yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happening. It's either on my team, on their team, it's like constant. Whoever team tilts first, it's like... loses,
Okay, yeah, he bought back and he just fed again immediately, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Alright. I mean, I guess from this point, if they're that, they'll, like, then the game is kind of over here, but...
Yeah,
I think showed some good stuff. And, yeah, I guess we can say, like, for next time, basically, like, try to play a couple of games with this really in mind. You can also try out
Yeah.
the Orchid before Kaya. In general, like a bit more emphasis, mana regen, a bit more clarities. And yeah, really just...
And raindrop instead of won't, maybe.
Yeah, that too. Also, I mean, the other nice thing about it is, like, obviously it's gonna expire, so you get the slot free at some point, and even if it doesn't, like, you don't feel as bad about selling that than won't, because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And yeah, just generally, like, playing on enemy half of the map.
Yeah, I mean, the mindset, I think it's the biggest part. Like, the mindset about using early runes just to farm, because realistically, that rune is probably best used to farm it. Like, it's very low percentage chance to use it to actually kill someone. Like, maybe if I see that moment, an opportunity to kill someone, I can use it to try and kill him, but otherwise just go into the jungle, be more efficient, get my item faster, and then, like, mindset, skip waves when I can, and play more aggressively. Like, don't stay with my team when they're already getting a tower or a creep wave. Like, just be more efficient. I don't need to be there. Yeah.
I mean, other than that, I would say, like, you already have, like, a lot of pretty nice habits. I'm noticing, like, you're toggling to strength when you think you might get jumped, like, you're dropping remnants for invis, and generally, like, I don't know, teamfight execution or, like, getting kills and stuff, it all seems, like, pretty solid. I don't think you should really worry about any of that, and just...
I was gonna ask, like, on the Google Doc, like, it's something I haven't thought about at all. Like, maybe next time we can brush it. Let me just open the...
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at it as well.
I actually... because I don't have it. One thing was camera movement. Like, I don't think about that. Like, most of the time, I don't even think about it. Like, so maybe I'm forgetting to do something. Like, maybe you can elaborate what you exactly are checking for. Like, yes, I check clicking and checking items, spells, HP mana. Like, I try to do that. And keeping track of movements. Like, but I don't know. It's just subconscious for the most part. Like, I just try to do it as a habit. It's not like I'm thinking, unless, like, I'm playing against an axe and he's jungling and I'm like, okay, let me look for that axe to see if he already has his blink or whatever. Like, most of the time it's just subconscious. And laning, advanced aggro, positioning, faking, baiting. Like, faking, I'm not sure what that means. Like, advanced aggro, I think I know some stuff. I'm not sure if I know everything. Like, for example, like, pulling the creep so he misses the last hit, like, so that they start attacking me instead of my creep.
That kind of stuff, pretty much.
I tried to do that. I'm not sure how good I am at doing it, but I think in the offlane, I think I'm better mechanically in the offlane than the mid lane, like, when I play offlane, but I'm not sure. We can go into it next time. I think we've taken enough time this lesson, but and targeting during fights, positioning, for the most part, I think that's kind of obvious, but
not as obvious, I think. I mean, to be honest, these games I haven't really seen any fights, so I can't really say about that.
It's like I know I tried to get some good games, but
it's hard. Like, don't say it. But I mean, what I'm also meaning with that, what I'm looking for is it's kind of like something. It's a bit of an instinct. Again, Storm is a pretty great hero to even demonstrate that with. Basically, this thing, like in the fight, kind of being able to see the fight from enemy perspective and imagining, like, when let's say you're close to your teammates, like, okay, this hero is waiting for this to happen for them to jump. Like, let's say Magnus. Okay, he's waiting to see me next to this guy, and then he's gonna jump. And if you know that, you can kind of play around it. You can bait it. You know when to zip. Like, some fights, like, the best thing is to just kind of sit and wait for a bunch of spells to be used before you go in. So that kind of stuff, pretty much. Like, and I mean, it's easier to just watch you play some fights than theory craft right now, because again, I don't think I really saw it yet. So.
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Cool. I'll try and focus on this stuff and.
I mean, no pressures. Just let me know when you get some good games. We don't have to agree on a time right now, but just message.
Sure. Cheers.
All right. Have a nice evening. Bye bye. Seems good. Shockwaves seems good. Pretty much. If you could sum every like fucking hour and a half up with something, it will be that. I can enjoy it for once.